All right, hi everybody, welcome back to the music room. Okay, today's video is all about the best thing I ever learned when it comes to playing guitar. So I've been playing guitar for over 20 years now, and I played a lot of piano before that, and I've learned a lot of things about guitar, learned a lot of tricks, but one of the best things I ever learned came very early on in my guitar learning. I spent a couple months just teaching myself some basic chords and how to strum and a couple solos here and there, but then I took 4 or 5 lessons with somebody who became my friend, Jamie Chassie, and he taught me something that has been invaluable when it comes to learning guitar. And this is really great for people who are just starting out, who want to learn a lot of new chords. And it's all about how to form chords from other chords. It's a really great lesson. So keep watching, guys, and I'll teach you how to do this. Now, there are a couple of things that you guys need to know before watching this video. Okay, so the first thing that you guys need to know is the musical alphabet. Okay, so if you don't know that, watch my video. But if you do know it, you will know sharps and flats and A to G. Okay, so A sharp, B, C, C sharp, so on. If you know the musical alphabet, that's great. You'll be great on this. The second thing that you guys need to know is how to look at chords, okay? So I made a video about that as well, but the split of chords, okay? There's a note part to the chord and there's a type of chord that you're playing, okay? So when you talk about E flat diminished or say F minor, okay, there's the F, which is the note part, and there's minor, which is the type of chord, okay? So if you don't understand that, watch my video on that as well. Now, the last thing that you'll need to know when it comes to this is you'll need to know some basic guitar chords, okay? So for this video, we're mainly focusing around 4 chords, which are E, or E major, E minor, A, or A major, and A minor. Okay, so if you know those 4 chords, you'll be fine on this lesson. Now, technically this lesson works for any chord, but those are the easiest chords to do this technique with and to start off with. Okay, so what am I talking about? This lesson is all about how to form chords from other chords, okay? And the chord we're gonna do this with first is the E major chord, okay? So if you know the E major chord, it looks like this, okay? Going from the bottom to the top, you basically have an open string, first fret, second fret, open string, okay? So 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 0, okay? That's the E chord, okay? Now, what you can do with chords like E is you can shift them up the fretboard, okay? You can move everything up relative to each other, okay? And as long as everything stays relative to each other, you're sticking to the type of chord that you're playing, okay? So if I'm playing an E major chord, if I shift that up, it'll still be a major chord, okay? So let's show you how that looks, okay? So I'm taking my E chord here, and I want to shift everything up, but keep the relative position of everything together, okay? So I'm going to shift up 1 fret up to here, okay? So I went from 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, and those fingers that I'm playing, up to here, where the fingers are at 2, 3, and 3. Now I have to shift those zeros up as well. Okay, the open strings, I have to shift those up as well because I have to shift everything up together, okay? Now I can't really do that with my pinky finger. It's hard for my pinky finger to reach over here to press 1, 1, and 1. So I'm gonna actually just rearrange my fingers a little bit, okay? I'm actually gonna play these same frets, okay? But just swap the fingers all down 1. Now let's bring that back to show you what I did. Okay, so normally you play an E major chord like this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap those fingers, okay, in preparation for what I'm about to do. Okay, so I just moved all those fingers down 1. Still the same chord, still playing the same frets. Now I'm gonna shift all that up by 1 fret, okay? So move those up by 1 fret. Now, to shift the zeros up, I have to play with my pointer finger, this at 1, this at 1, and this at 1. And an easy way to do that is to just bar it with your pointer finger. That will capture all those frets in there, okay? And then you strum. Now what you've done there is you haven't changed the type of chord, which was major, E major, but you changed the note part of the chord and you change it up by 1 note in the musical alphabet. So what comes after E? F, okay? This is F major, all right? So this is E major. We shift it all up, that becomes F major. And you can keep going. Shift it up 1 more fret. Okay, we haven't changed the major part of the chord, so it's still major, But what's one note above F? F sharp. So this becomes F sharp major. Shift it up one more. G major, G sharp major, A major, A sharp major, B major, C major, C sharp major, D major, D sharp major, and then E major. Now what's crazy about that is you may have not known a lot of those chords and now you do. You may not have known what A sharp major looks like. Well, there you go. You just formed it by shifting up that chord. Now this also works if you look at it in terms of flats, okay? It depends on what you want to look at. You want to look at the musical alphabet from the sharp perspective or the flat perspective, it doesn't matter. So we can start with E, F, G flat, G, A flat, A, B flat, B, C, D flat, D, E flat, and E. So now you're introduced to all these major chords that you may not have known before, okay? Did you know A flat major before? Maybe not, and now you do just by forming the chord that way. Now the brilliant thing about this is this works with any chord that you can comfortably bar, all right? The next logical one we'll do is minor. All right, so let's try minor here. So minor, typically we play E minor like this. Well, now that I know I'm gonna be shifting it up, I'm gonna switch my fingers, okay? So I'm gonna use my pinky and my ring finger, okay? And now look at the relative position. You have second fret, and a bunch of open, okay? So if you shift that up, you have to make sure to keep that space in between, okay? So this is E minor. When we shift it up by one fret, remember, we're not changing the type of chord, so it's still minor, but we're changing the letter or the note. So what's one above E? F. So this is F minor. Do it again. F sharp minor, G minor, G sharp minor, A minor, A sharp minor, B minor, C minor, C sharp minor, D minor. Okay? So there's a lot of chords there that you might not have known, and now you know. Okay? So this is the brilliance of this technique, is you can form any chord that you don't know as long as you know kind of the type of chord, the root version of the chord. Okay? So if you know a major chord, like E major, or a minor chord like E minor, you can basically form every minor chord and every major chord, okay? And this also works with A and A minor. Those are good ways to do it too. So typically we play A like this, okay? Now some people like to bar it with one finger, okay? I like to play with 3 fingers. And we can shift this up and do the same thing. So we have A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, and G. Same thing works with A minor. A minor, A sharp minor, B minor, C minor, C sharp minor, D minor, D sharp minor, E minor, F minor, F sharp minor, G minor, G sharp minor, A minor. So that is the technique I'm talking about, where you can basically take a chord that you can easily bar and form 11 new chords from that one chord. Okay, now here's where things get really interesting, because if you were paying attention to that and you were learning that, you might have been asking yourself, well, hold on, Casey, I know some of those chords that came up as you're going down the fretboard, okay? So for example, I know A minor like this, okay? But as you were forming the chords using the E minor chord and going up the scale, you hit an A minor as well, right? We did E minor, F minor, F sharp minor, G minor, G sharp minor, A minor. Okay, well, how is this A minor different from this A minor? Well, they're actually very similar in the sense that those two chords are made up of the exact same notes, okay? If you want to get super technical, they're made up of A, C, and E, okay? Make up that chord. And when I play A minor like this, or I play the A minor that I got to from going up the frets, okay, we're playing the same notes. Now, I may not be playing those notes in the same order, and I may be playing those notes from different octaves, but those notes are still the ones being played. And the best thing about it is these chords will sound really nice together, okay? You can play A minor down here, and you can play A minor down here, okay? And this works for anything. So for example, let's take the chord C, okay? So this is C major, okay? C major. Well, I can get to C by using my E major chord, right? E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. Okay, so that's a C chord. Well, I can also get to that using the A chord, right? Using our chord formation. So we have A sharp, B, C. So I now know 3 C chords. I have this C chord, I have this C chord, and I have this C chord. Well, when you're playing a song and you're jamming with somebody, all those are interchangeable, which is really, really cool because this makes jamming so much more fun. When you get together with someone and you're playing with somebody, okay, you can basically play these different voicings of these chords, okay? While they're playing the regular chords down here, you can play those same chords but different versions of those chords, and they'll sound perfectly nice together as long as your guitars are in tune, okay? So I'll give you an example. Somebody could be playing something like this, okay? So C, G, A minor, F, okay? Now while they're playing that, you could be playing your own versions of those chords. So C, G, A minor, F. Well, I could be playing this C, okay? I could be playing this G, and I could be playing this A minor, and I could be playing this F. Okay? So it could sound something like this. While they're playing this, you could be playing this. And they'll sound great together, okay? And this is where jamming becomes so much more fun, and you start looking really cool to your friends because they'll be playing something, and as long as you know the basic chords, you can start forming these new versions of chords, and all of a sudden 2 guitars sound so much nicer together. And then you can start doing interesting things where you start picking the chords, okay? So rather than just strumming this, you just start picking things of it, like. So that is one of the best things I've ever learned in guitar, just being able to form those chords and then use them in a jam session. It's really, really effective. Anytime you don't know a chord, you can figure it out. I hope this has helped some of you guys. If you have any questions or comments or you want to learn more, definitely leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to answer them or answer them in a video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this lesson. It's definitely something that has made my guitar playing so much fun in the early days, and I still use those techniques today. So hope you enjoyed it.